Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of my podcast. I have a great guest, my cousin, entrepreneur, cool guy, chill, and we're gonna be talking about having a local business and going through the process of knowing a little bit more about his business. His name is Arturo.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Arturo. I own a small print shop. It's called Art Impression.
Yes, and I like to wear your shirts here and there. Like, I remember you giving me a couple of them, and dude, a lot of people had stopped me on the local festivals that I used to go, and they would ask me, like, they would tell me, like, hey, that's a cool ass shirt, and then I would tell them about your business, and it's pretty cool that you came up with that idea. How did it come up?
Well, to be honest with you, it was just out of a hobby. When my dad first came to the U.S., his first job was at a screen print shop where they printed shirts for like festivals, carnivals, events, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I guess after work, after learning the whole process, he used to come home and he would try to do it at the house. And he had his little setup right there.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to me to see him, transfer an image to a t-shirt or to a piece of glass or something. Yeah. So, I mean, I was small, but I always remember those things,
Yeah.
So then when I got older, I remember one time I was with my wife and we were talking to somebody that needed a shirt. And I told him, oh, man, I wish I had the stuff so I could do it for you.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, you don't know how to do that. I'm like, oh, yes, I do. My dad used to do it when we were small.
Challenge right there.
Yeah, man. And then, I went and I bought a little machine.
Yeah.
And, I started doing them just to prove her wrong.
Okay.
And then I never knew I was going to really start, living out of there. But, yeah, man, it was...
Well, it's pretty cool that, like, at a young age, you thought about it like, oh, wow, that's pretty interesting. Nobody really notices, like, how people really put, like, prints in a shirt, right? You buy a lot of, shirts, but I never thought about it until you kind of, like, start talking about it. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's pretty interesting. Never thought about it. And now that got you going. So it started from, like, maybe a hobby.
Yeah. Actually, it was a hobby because I never thought I was going to do it, as a business. So what I first started doing was just like little designs for my kids, my wife, my friends. And one time, one of my friends, he brings bands from different places and he does tours, promoter. Okay. And he said, oh, you know what? I'm bringing this band from Europe and we're going to do this big tour and I need a bunch of shirts. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do them, man. And he's like, I'm like, how many do you need? He said, oh, I need about 1,000 of them. And I was like, wow. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do them, no problem. Then, I started doing the math, and I'm like, wow, there's something here.
Yeah.
So that's where I got my little kick, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna dedicate a little bit more time to this. Back then, I was doing construction.
Oh, okay.
So what I did, I went to a local print shop, and I got some business cards done. The guy there was like, hey, do you want to take my jobs? Because I'm working with somebody right now, but they're not really reliable. Okay. And I need somebody that's willing to take the jobs, but I need you to be committed. I'm like, I'll do them, no problem. So he started giving me job after job after job, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna start doing this. So I left the construction business, and I was like, I don't want the customers coming to my house.
Yeah.
So then what I did is I rented a small apartment. 2-bedroom apartments. I rented both of the bedrooms to my friends, and I started working out of the living room.
Oh.
Yeah, and then, I just started focusing on the screen printing business, and then it grew where, I needed to move out of there, and I opened up.
Get more, like, focus just on that.
Yeah, I rented out the shop where I'm at now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's pretty interesting. Man, how long have you been doing this?
I would say now it's been about 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Probably around 12 years. Probably a little bit longer.
You know what's interesting to me? That, like, with your friend, that he said that he was on tour and he wanted you to make shirts, and he told you, well, you got to make 1,000. And then, I mean, you didn't have the tools yet, right? And but the cool part is that you said, yeah, I'll do them. Like, it came, like, you were like, yeah, I'll do them. And then you were, like, in the back, like, oh, man, I gotta work things up, and like I feel like entrepreneurs had to have that. Like sometimes they don't have the money or they don't have the tools, but if they push themselves to the next level on those type of situations, they'll make it happen. And then they look back and they're like, yo, you know what, I did it, why don't I get it started, get it into it more. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, actually you're right. I think the excitement moves you too.
Yes.
Whatever it takes, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I opened the shop, I didn't have a whole lot of money, and I needed the money for the deposit. I needed to get bigger machines. I needed to pay the first month rent. And it was just a lot, but I wasn't really thinking about the money. I was just thinking about, I need to go. I need to get this thing going.
Get it going.
And I figured it out. I figured it out, and I got everything. I've been there for over 10 years. So.
I notice that often with everybody. I mean, like when I had all these things, and I bought them 3 years ago, and I didn't really push myself until now that I'm like, I have time and I've been wanting to do it and I think I'm ready, and then I push myself. And if you don't push yourself, man, you're not going to do it. And the good thing that you push yourself, and then you kind of start networking, and it like people come to you without you really pushing it, right? Like I feel like a lot of times businesses are there, and then a customer will come by or a friend and be like, hey, you know what, I know you have that business, do you think you can make me shirts, or I'm gonna be doing this and that. So I think it's a good way to network, right? Yeah,
actually a lot of my customers are print shops.
Okay.
Because I got that first print shop, I was like, you know what, this is probably the route to take.
Yeah.
So I started going to local print shops, and I said, you know what, if you don't have nobody to do your shirts, or you're having a problem with the person that doing your shirts, give me a shot. And man, I got a few print shops, and then just local people, word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still.
It's still going, right?
Yeah, we're busy.
Yeah, that's the cool part, that it's still going. And it's like, I feel like most of the shirts that I noticed that you have are local, like focus on in the city of Chicago. Is that
a lot of them. Well, see, when I first started, my goal was really to start like a little clothing brand, and I wanted to keep it local. I wanted to do like Chicago designs, which I'm probably eventually gonna do at one point.
Yeah.
But then I started getting all kinds of jobs, and I didn't really have the time to focus on the apparel side, like of my brand.
Yeah.
And I just started doing the jobs that customers needed.
Okay.
So
yeah, but because I don't know, to me, again, like when I go out, I kind of tend to buy more local. Like if I see something by Chicago, I'm like, like that one in the back of you, both of them are Chicago. The shirt that you're doing right now, promoting, it's Chicago based, and all these artwork, they're Chicago. So I kind of got a taste of that. Like if it has a flag or the colors, like I'm into it. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people here in Chicago are proud to be living here in a cool ass city like this.
Yeah,
so,
man, definitely. Right? I mean, I know I am. You know, Chicagoans are a different breed.
Yeah. It's and every day there's a mix of more stuff and more cool interaction, networking, and more business rising and stuff. So I think that's a pretty interesting output. If you have a hobby and you make it into a business, man, you could grow it just like you've been doing it for, you said, like 12, 13 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think one of the reasons we decided to do this podcast is for that. I know, like, right now people are struggling with the coronavirus, people losing their job. So, I mean, the message I think we want to send here today is that, if you ever thought about starting something, maybe this is the right time to do it.
Yes.
Even if, like, you're going through tough things, at least try, try to do something else, because your job is not always going to be there. I mean, there's people that thought they had a really reliable job and they lost the job.
Yeah.
So now I think that, you have to have something in plan B, right?
Yeah. And like you were telling me a few minutes ago that a lot of times you might think you have an essential job, but what were you telling me?
Yeah, so what we were talking about earlier was that, a lot of people, they have an essential job, they have a job, but then there's now a lot of people that are unemployed
Yeah.
that are willing to take that job even for less money.
Yeah.
So I think that you're right now nobody's job is really safe.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I that's my opinion.
And it is true, man. I mean, I never thought of it that way until right now that you told me. I'm like, you know what? It is true. I mean, there's gonna be other people that don't have a job and they'll settle for less. So you know,
and they know how to do the job with the job that you're doing, and you've probably been there for 20 years. You're making a good living, but even business owners are, trying to.
I mean, they're struggling.
Right. Yeah.
So it is true to have a plan. Like it is good to have a plan B and maybe even a plan C. But this is the perfect time to kind of realize it and push yourself like you did a couple of years back, and just keep doing it. And it's not gonna happen from a year or two. It's gonna take time. But it's always good to have a plan B on the side.
Yeah.
So. Talking about that, like, so you want to come here to promote this cool ass shirt right here. So tell us about a little bit about it.
Yeah. So what happened was I went with my wife to buy groceries to Mariano's.
Okay.
And we had our shopping list, and I had my gloves on, my mask on, and I'm like, we're just in and out, get whatever we need, and we're out, right?
Yeah.
So then we go in there, we're getting our stuff, and then we see this old lady in a scooter. And all she had in her car was milk, and I was like, man, is anybody really helping the elder?
Yeah.
And then we bought our stuff, we left, and then it stuck in my mind, and then I was thinking, you know what, if I do a shirt and I start selling it, I'll help myself out, but maybe I could give a portion of the profits to help the elderly. So what we're doing with this shirt is every time you buy a shirt, you could on the Etsy, there's this thing that says what does it say? It says message seller.
Okay.
It says message seller, and right there you could put the if you know of anybody that's a senior citizen that needs help with their groceries, you could put their name and number, and we'll contact them, and then we'll have their stuff delivered either from Whole Foods or Walmart. I think they're the ones that are doing free shipping.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty awesome. So whenever they buy the shirt, they're gonna be enlisted to help someone else. Right.
So if you guys buy a shirt and you know of anybody, you're gonna be helping them out. Even if you don't know anybody, just buy a shirt. You'll know that some of the money there is going to help our elderly.
Yeah, because it's really hard. I mean, I gone to the grocery store just real quick, and I see a lot of times where the elderly, they're just buying the minimum. They're buying milk, bread, and like ham, or and everyone's just worried about themselves. But there's a big population of the elderly that nobody really looks up to. They don't look forward and for them. So I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A lot of people, I think that their issue is getting to the store. A lot of them don't drive. A lot of them have to wait on their daughter, a son, somebody to take them when they have the opportunity to take them.
Yeah.
So I mean, we might not be doing a lot, but if we could just help a little bit, I think maybe we'll push other people to do something else.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of doing it with the Chicago flag, so we could just keep it local.
Yeah.
We'll help our local town, and then hopefully if somebody from a different state will see what we're doing, maybe they'll focus on their state. You know,
like spark an idea, and then
right.
So people could and maybe during this time, this perfect time, but later on you could motivate more into like another project during the year, and then make it up, helping everybody at some level, right?
Yeah, I think that that's the only way we're going to be able to move forward. The shirt says Chicago will rise. We have to keep each other safe, and we have to help each other.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's the message.
That's the way to go, especially right here where it's very populated. Chicago, it's not like a small city. So,
I'm sure there's local businesses that are trying to help in other ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's the route to take.
Yeah, yeah, it is true. I mean, this is the best way to kind of put it out there, right? This is one network or one outlet where you could push other people to start a project or to buy a shirt or do anything. I think podcasts. I feel like it's something that you don't have to pay to record, right? You just do it because to me right now it's a hobby. So I'm like, all right, well, I want to bring people that I know they're entrepreneurs. I think that was one of my main goals, and you're one of them. So it's pretty interesting that you're doing this right now, and I think creating business in a good way. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. Well, that's the goal.
Right. And like, so how do people could check out the shirt?
Well, we have created a Facebook account, Chicago Will Rise, and we also have an Instagram. And there is the tap link to the Etsy store. You can go there and then you just make the purchase through there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then I mean that's a cool project, and I think that's a good idea. So they could follow you on your Facebook page?
Yeah, on my Facebook. I have an Instagram, but I mean, we're really trying to push right now this project. And then if anybody out there that's trying to do something on apparel, or they want to learn the process of screen printing, they could get a hold of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I could help out in any way that I can.
Yeah.
And hopefully through this platform, other people could help each other.
Yeah. Well, I remember a couple of years back, I asked you for like shirts for where I used to work, and you made some shirts for us because we were running like a 5K.
Oh yeah.
And
you made that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty sure anyone that wants to make their a couple of shirts, for small parties. I remember a lot of people want to have like the same shirts in a party or so. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, they could, maybe we could put your information.
Yeah.
So they could message you, send you an email, and then you could go from there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this is it. It was pretty interesting talking about this subject. Don't forget to check out the shirt. I like it. I like the colors. I got one, and I'm gonna start wearing it. I'm pretty sure people are gonna like it. Because it's a native Chicagoan.
Yeah, man, that was a plan,
Yeah,
try to.
yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it was fun, good episode, interesting episode, and hopefully you guys could watch it. Click the like button if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see each other again next time. We'll see what's up. See you next time. Peace.